This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
We're joined in the studio now
I know.
by a brand new Perth Wildcats.
And you know how much I love pepper.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true. Nathan is a big
love
Pepper fan.
pepper. I have so
Elijah
much of it.
Pepper, welcome.
Hi, Elijah.
Thank you guys for having me.
Now, Elijah, you're Australian.
Technically.
Yes. So you're a Wildcat not as an import because you're a born and bred Australian. But
Correct.
Yeah.
So where does this language come from? so where'd you grow up?
So I grew up in Selah, Washington. I got to clarify, Washington State, not Washington, D.C.
Okay.
because
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Everybody
so-
thinks
So,
it's Washington, D.C.
West Coast, not East Coast.
Yes, correct.
And you were born in the great town of Shepparton in Victoria, right?
Yeah, I've heard great things about it.
But you
I
can't-
don't remember anything. I left
No.
when I was like 3, so
Yeah.
don't remember much.
So your parents are Australian?
My mom's Australian. My dad is from Washington State.
Okay, right.
He played NBL 1 over there and then
Oh, really?
met my mom, had me, moved back.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
So because it's interesting because I said to you, because, you know, hearing your accent, American, I went, oh, God, is Perth a bit boring to you? And you said no. Why is that?
It's just a lot bigger than where I grew up. To me, it's a huge city, and then everybody's like, "No, this place sucks. It's so small. There's nothing to do here." I'm like, I can do something different every day.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah. So you're living in South Perth?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, which is right. You know, that's a great spot. You're
Good
right
spot.
in the
There's
thick
like
of the action.
500 coffee shops there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we in? Are we in a house or an apartment?
Apartment.
Oh, okay. Who are we
Yeah.
living with?
Best friend from the States decided to move out with me. I messaged him when I signed here. I'm like, hey, I'm moving to Australia. You want to come? And he's like, sure. It took him like 2 days to decide. He just packed up everything and
What's
left.
his name?
Skylar.
So what's Skylar doing over here?
He's he's doing online university.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that kind
So
of
you can
makes
do
it,
that anywhere.
Yeah, it makes it easier for him to make a decision like that. And then he's looking for a job. I no clue what he's going to do. And then he's just playing gridiron football out here.
Do you
Yeah,
want us
right.
to see if we can get him a job here?
He's in marketing.
David?
Dave's
Our
the
boss
boss.
is here in the muscle
Yeah,
tee.
so yeah.
His degree is going to be in marketing. So
So yeah.
Skylar sounds great, David. What do you think?
Is it Supernova maybe?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
street team,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is he good with people?
yeah, no, he's great.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Great. All right. Well,
Well,
we got
we
Skylar
got him a job.
everybody.
Yeah. So how have you found your time, slotting into the Perth Wildcats? Obviously, it's a little tricky turning up to a new team and getting to know everybody and the way the coach works and the way the team works together. How's it been going for you?
Yeah, it's been good. It's kind of just different. I mean, obviously, as you said, it's the new team, new environment, new coach, and I haven't had that for 5 years.
Yeah.
So that, and then the fact that I'm joining a team that was already one of the top teams in
Yeah.
the NBL makes it a little more tougher because you have those rotations that are set and you have the guys that coach already trusts because they've been
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
So just trying to build that trust with coach, really, the
Yeah.
players, and get to know everybody and
What
find
did
a way
you
to
What
fit
did you
in.
know about the Wildcats before you got here?
Historically, probably the best NBL team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then knew they got second last year and lost
Yeah.
a tough round in the semis, and
Yeah.
I mean that was really about it.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want to be the one that ruins it, do you?
No, I'm hoping to not be the one that ruins it. We'll blame it on Ethan.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's you bring up a great thing. So he's the next gen player that we've got from Spain, Ethan Almanza. How's he going?
Oh, he's been great.
Legit talent?
Yeah, no, he's good. His IQ is really high. He can
Yeah.
shoot well for a big guy. Plays his butt off. So there's nothing to complain about.
So he's destined for the NBA, obviously.
I personally think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, he's
wanna-
got big shoes to fill because, of course, he's replacing Alex Sarr last year, who went at what,
Yeah.
number two?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to talk about your hometown back in America. So what was it again?
Selah, Washington.
Tell me about Selah, Washington. What's the best restaurant?
Probably a place called like Kings Row.
And what happens there?
Nothing happens there. you just get chicken strips, burgers, milkshakes. That's about it.
Where'd you go to school?
Selah High School.
So everything's going to have Selah in front of it?
Everything's going to be Selah.
Are you a big deal in Selah? Like, they'd be like, oh, Elijah, he's playing basketball in
I
Australia.
would like to say there's a good amount of support back there.
Yeah.
My family, a lot of people know just the Pepper name. Kind of our whole family grew
Yeah.
up there. So
Any statues with pepper on the name?
no, and hopefully we
One
get to that
day.
point at some point.
Talk to me about college. What was it like? Is it like the American college that we see on TV?
Okay, not that crazy, but
Where did you go to college?
UC Davis.
Right.
So went there, studied law and society, sociology, law and society, and then
How's that great degree going? You're using it?
hopefully after basketball.
Okay.
Hopefully I don't have to use it.
Yeah,
Make
yeah,
enough
that's
money.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if I needed to, I'd probably go into law enforcement with it or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, nice.
So
yeah.
follow my dad's footsteps a little bit. That's what he did.
Yeah. So is there any like fraternity sort of stuff happening?
Yeah, no, they have the fraternity, sorority stuff that obviously as an athlete you can't really
Oh,
do
you're not
both of
allowed
those.
to?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I think you can,
Yeah.
but it's just
But you're committed.
Did you go to any of the frat parties? What are they like? You went to one. You went to one. Come
didn't
on.
really. It's kind of weird. They just in the house jumping around and it's really hot.
wasn't for you.
It's really hot. Really,
So they're just in a hot house jumping around.
yeah. I mean, a lot of the people are really drunk and they don't even they can't even speak. It's just
Sure.
it's not a great environment.
And especially when you're a dedicated athlete.
I
Yeah,
know. I
it's
suppose
not-
you don't mix with the frat boys, do you?
We were friends with a lot of them. We did some we did sporting events with them. Actually, we did like a dodgeball charity thing
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But I mean, just the going out stuff, you kind of try to not 100% surround yourself with that, especially in season. We didn't do anything in season.
Yeah, right.
Out of season, it's a little bit different. You'll go to events and stuff like that, but you still try to maintain a good image because you don't want to. I mean, as a basketball player, athlete at college, you don't want to be the guy that's at a party and something bad happens.
And especially if the recruiters are looking at you and that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah.
So how did you get the call? How did the Wildcats find you?
So I had a previous relationship with Coach Riley. He actually
Great.
recruited me out of high school to a different school, and
Right.
that school was in my conference. So I actually played against them my first 3 years there, and they beat us most of the times besides once or twice.
Yeah.
And then he kind of
So
just maintained
you
a
were on his
relationship.
radar, yeah.
Maintained a relationship with myself, my parents, and then after my 4th year, he kind of hit us up and was like, "Hey, we'd love to have you here," and stuff like that. Decided to go back for my 5th year, and then just kept talking, and it eventually ended up working out.
Yeah. And
Let's
here
talk
you
about
are.
your relationship status, because a lot of girls right now that'll be looking at you online today and going, "Well, I want a slice of that." Are we available? If we're at the diner, can we have a slice of pie?
You're welcome to come have a cup of coffee with me or something. There's,
shaker. Hello?
there's nothing going on there.
There you go, ladies.
Oh, look
We're
out.
just hanging out.
All right. Well, of course, you've been to Japan with the Wildcats. You're travelling the world already. You've been to Japan for the pre-season stuff. Hoops Fest was last week. What was that like?
It was really good environment.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my first time experiencing a Perth game as well.
Yeah. And it wasn't a true home game.
I'm
because
being
it wasn't
told
the
it gets a
whole
lot better.
festival. Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this is crazy. In college, we only got like 3,000-4,000 people to a game, maybe.
Yeah.
So then to be told there was like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just love the fact that we've recruited a US small town hick.
I know. And
Not that-
technically
not
Australian,
that
not an
big.
import.
Make sure if you go into the game, you can hold up a sign saying, "Hey, Pepper, I'm single." He will be looking out into the crowd to see what's on
Take
offer.
a picture afterwards if I see it.
Nice. Thanks for coming in, Elijah.
Thank you guys for
Great
having
to
me.
meet you.
Sean Sport in podcast form.
Proving that we do indeed do all of Sean's work. We're now doing his sports segment. The grand final is this weekend, Nathan. I'm not sure if you're aware.
Sean didn't realise that's why he's in Bali. Bali, Brownie, Bali.
Jonathan Brown, hello. Brownie, can you hear us?
No.
He's walking somewhere. What's he doing? He's running away
He's
from
over
us.
in Melbourne, and then he just said, "I'm going to go and try and find a wall."
Brownie, can you hear us? Brownie, come in, Brownie.
No. We've just got like a footage of him just walking. And
this is-
you know what? His nostrils are clean.
If this is some sort of omen about who's going to win on the weekend, it's not looking good for
Hey,
Brisbane.
Brownie, can you hear us? No.
He's got his AirPods in and everything. Dave, is this your fault?
I don't think it's
is there
my
something?
fault.
Is there some button you haven't pressed?
Oh, that's entirely possible.
Can you hear us?
Brownie, can you hear us?
I'm trying to sort of charade him now.
Because we've got him on FaceTime.
Brownie, can you hear us?
No, he can't.
No.
No. He's shaking his head. He
No.
can't hear us.
No, you can't.
Yes, got you now.
This
Okay,
is some
okay.
magical radio. Dave, was that your
Apologies.
fault?
It was me.
It was Dave's fault.
Dave, what are you doing, Dave?
Yeah, bring back Harry, we say.
No wonder Sean's in Bali.
Brownie, okay, so how are
What's
you
going on?
feeling? Because obviously, I'm not sure if you've heard, but Brisbane are in the grand final on Saturday. How are you feeling?
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. It's hey, well, tell you what, I've been very active on the circuit.
Yes.
On the I'm going to say cashy circuit because I'm an above-board operator. I like to contribute to the tax office because they do wonderful things with our money,
They're
especially
amazing
here in
people.
Victoria.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been a great week, no doubt about it. It's exciting. Thursday, now the teams are in town. Brisbane came to Melbourne yesterday and Sydney arrived this afternoon. So now the teams are in town. It's pretty exciting. I'm going on a date afternoon because my wife has left the children on the Gold Coast. She's come to join me and I said, tell you what, darling, let's go out for a date.
Oh.
She said, where are you taking me?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take you to watch Katy Perry's sound check at the MCG with about 50 other people.
That's a good one.
That's good.
That's a good date, isn't it?
Kidding me? That's amazing.
Obviously didn't tell the kids. That'll be a retrospective announcement because you imagine the two girls, especially Olivia and Macy, they'd be asking for $3,000 one-way flights from Queensland to
I know,
Melbourne.
that's crazy.
Hey, Brownie, do you use wonderful opportunities like this just to remind your missus that why you're with her, why she's with you? Because she gets amazing opportunities like this.
Absolutely, I do. And quite often I'm fond of taking her to my favourite pub in Melbourne, the Royal Derby in Fitzroy. With a lot of Fitzroy supporters there at the moment. And my mural is on the front of the pub. And I've got one rule for life. I often take my wife there and I say to her, my one rule for life is I only drink at pubs where my mural's out the front.
Where you're on the wall. You raise a good point there. Are Victorians seeing this as a Fitzroy versus South Melbourne Grand Final?
Yeah, they are, absolutely. Obviously, Queensland and New South Wales have been, obviously Sydney and Brisbane, what they've done for footy up north of the border has been great. And a lot of people will come to town, but there is that real tribalism, tribalistic feel about it because you've still got the Fitzroy supporters and the South Melbourne supporters that are rusted on. And they've got a big supporter base. It's a thriving supporter base here in Melbourne, as we saw Saturday evening there with Brisbane, against Geelong, even though a Victorian team, it was at least half the crowd were Lions supporters, and a lot of those would have been the old Fitzroy heritage.
Well, I can tell you they were. I was at that game, Brownie, and
how good.
Mate, what an amazing game to be a part of, especially when you don't have any skin in the game. It was just brilliant just to watch some amazing football. But I was sitting next to an old boy next to me who was there was his grandson, and I said, "Are you from Brisbane or are you a Fitzroy supporter?" And he went, "Oh no, Fitzroy." I'm a Fitzroy through and through. And they were obviously absolutely wrapped. But the kids who would have been, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10, turned to me and said, and Brownie, maybe you can tell me if this is an insult or not. He said to me, "You look like Cam Rayner." What do you reckon?
Well, Cam Rayner.
He's a player.
No, he's a star, but Cam Rayner's a very good looking.
Thank you.
Man.
He's got curly. I think it was the curly hair because my hair was curly. So I think that might
but
be.
he's got some feminine qualities about him as well.
He's got a very
nice way.
He's got a pretty face.
A pretty face. He's got a pretty face, and I tell you what, he's a bull though out in the field.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's what they're referring to. Natalie. She's a bull out in the field.
Absolutely. Well, exactly right. She likes the hard ball gets.
Yeah, exactly. It's the 1%.
Likes to get in and under, get her hands dirty. I got a special place in my heart for Cam Rayner because he wears my old footy number.
There you
number
go.
16. So I was able to hand over the number to him.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, he's worn it proudly, that number, and I'm very proud of what he's done for the club.
That's okay. That's okay being compared to Cameron Rayner. My dad gets Joe Bugner all the time. Gets people coming out and say,
Joe Bugner.
Yeah, my dad does, and he does look like Joan Bugner. And my mum used to look like, what was the politician? Joan Kerner. My mum looks like Joan Kerner.
Former Premier of Victoria.
Yeah, that's right.
So I come from a famous family. Hey, Brownie.
Well, that is an odd mix.
And that created
so when you've turned out like this.
Hey, Brownie, what does a football legend like you have to do during a week of the grand final week? How many talks what are some of the random things you're doing?
Well, I did. I've had a few different things on. I did a thing with Nick Dacos yesterday, and we had to wear ponchos because it was absolutely pouring rain. So, unfortunately for all the Collingwood supporters, no one was able to turn up because it was too wet. So, me, myself and Nick Dacos just stood out in front of MCG for an hour wearing ponchos, and no one was there. So anyway, we just twiddled our thumbs, and so that was it. That was interesting. And I went down to Mushroom Records on Tuesday to do the intro for Katy Perry, which is pretty exciting.
Did
So I'll be
ya?
on the big screen.
No way.
Introducing Raw, because there was a lot of talk that Raw, she wasn't going to be allowed to sing
Yeah,
Raw
I know.
because they thought it was going to be unfair because there was too much sway towards Brisbane
Yes.
and she sang Raw. And that has been quickly nipped
Yeah.
in the bud. I went down to Mushroom Records. I
Yes.
said, hang on a minute. I saw the set list. I'd have scrubbed out one of the songs. I think I might have scrubbed out Hot and Cold.
Yeah.
Replaced it with Raw.
Well, we
so
hear that
she'll
enough
be
with
leading with
MasterChef.
Raw right
Yeah.
off the go.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe
exactly
could
right.
she
So-
just whip up a song about a swan or something to make it even?
Well, maybe. Yeah, what has she got? I don't know if she's got anything swan-like, but fireworks will get played.
Yeah.
No question about it. Friday nights, that'll get a run.
Yeah,
won't it?
it's a good one.
Maybe. I kissed a girl. Who knows if that'll get a run in this current day and age. It's all about them and they, but you just never know.
I don't think there has been too many songs with swans in them, which seems to be really lacking.
What a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
A song in
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool, though, isn't it? I think this is going to be the biggest one. Haven't we come a long way since Meatloaf?
Yes. Well, that was the lowest of the lows. Like that's what we like to call the bottom of the barrel, and it's gone
Yeah.
upwards since. I mean, the Killers were great. Robbie Williams was
Killers were
great.
Robbie great.
Yeah.
Robbie Williams great. Kiss was great.
Yeah.
Last year. Have we found a swan song there?
Yep.
No,
Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa sings a song called Swan Song.
Oh, there you
Apparently.
go.
Well,
don't we get her
there
next
is
year?
talk.
Yes.
There is talk, though, that she's bringing out a famous Australian female vocalist to sing a song with her.
That's right. And she gave the clue out this person's in chains or whatever, which of course is Tina Arena. But
Yes.
then again, it'll be so funny if they pull someone.
Drag Dami in out by the neck
literally
in a
in
chain.
So here's Swan Song by Dua Lipa. Let's have a listen.
That's catchy.
Swan Song, Brownie.
Yeah.
It's sorted.
Yeah, I like that.
There we go.
Yeah.
So
She
Raw's
could
back
do a
in the
Dua
mix.
Lipa cover.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Do a
exactly.
Dua Lipa cover, she'd be fine.
Nice.
Now we're talking.
Absolutely. So-
Now we're going to make you predict who can the Lions get it done this year.
Yes, they can. Of course, I'm going to predict the Lions.
Yeah, I
I think
know.
it'll be a cracker. It'll be a game for the ages. They're both, for just footy fans in general, it's going to be an entertaining game of football because
Yeah.
they play an entertaining brand of football, both teams. There's 2-point margin between the two of them a few weeks ago up at the Gabba.
Yeah.
It's going to be 23 degrees and sunny at the
Perfect.
MCG on Saturday. So look out. It's going to be an absolute beauty.
What
Brisbane by
about-
10 points. Locking in for the Norm Smith medal.
Oh yeah, I mean we're on board with that. But what about your ruckman's out?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's out. Well, that was pretty courageous, wasn't it? Big
I know.
Oscars, loved by the supporters. His shoulder went out, and then
They popped it back in.
Popped it back in. They
Strapped
said,
him up.
big fella.
Get
we
back
need
out there."
strapped him up. Get back out. We need another 15 minutes from you, big fella. I think he popped it about 2 more
Yeah.
times before he was allowed back in. So
Literally, his
anyway,
arms
he
aren't
did a
attached to his
magnificent job.
body anymore. So that's,
Hey Brownie, have you got
I think
any?
it is.
Have you got a message for Shaun McManus, who is currently spending his time as a sports journalist for the week of the AFL Grand Final in Bali?
Why would he go to Bali? Would it be to reminisce the 2000 football trip where the Brisbane Lions and Fremantle Dockers ran into each other and had to stay in the same hotel together? And Shaun McManus was best on ground. I was through the lens of a young 18-year-old Jonathan Brown on his first footy trip, wide-eyed, and I saw Shaun McManus, the captain. Was he the captain or maybe
Co-captain.
vice-captain?
he was a captain at some point.
He was
yeah.
the captain of the footy trip anyway, and the way he carried on was absolutely inspiring to a young 18-year-old. From that point on, I thought I just want to be
It's paved the way
captain of footy trips
for
going
the
forward.
greatness that has been Jonathan Brown. Yeah.
Exactly, but he, he's probably used to going on holidays in September, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
It's a great point.
So I understand he didn't want to change his routine.
Well, love your work, Brownie. And, good luck to the Lions on Saturday. I reckon they can get it done too. I was very impressed with what I saw the other night. They're good.
Of course they can. It's going to be a great day. No matter what, I don't have to put up with those Collingwood supporters
Exactly.
from last year
Exactly.
that gave me all this sort of feedback about all sorts of different parts of my body and family
Yeah.
members.
Yeah.
But then
I'm
again-
looking forward to the Sydney supporters being a bit more civilised.
Slightly.
While you're all at the games, though, they'll be breaking into your houses. So
You said it.
They'll have the last laugh.
Yeah, and good luck to my
Right.
doppelganger Cam Rayner as well.
Good on you
Thanks
guys.
so much, Brownie. Love your work.
Sean Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.